So let's begin with introductions. Who is Marcus Henderson? And I'm curious to know a little bit more about your backstory and what led you to pursue nursing as a career, a profession that in America, as you know, is dominated by primarily white women.
Yes, well, thank you so much for allowing me to chat with you today for the Minority Fellowship Programs podcast. It truly is an honor to be asked to talk a little bit about myself, my career journey, and also talk about just some timely topics in psychiatric mental health and just in our society today. My name is Marcus Henderson. I am a current doctoral student at the Johns Hopkins University School of Nursing. Prior to that, I received my bachelor's and master's degrees from the University of Pennsylvania School of Nursing. And why did I go into nursing? Well, it actually goes back to when I was actually quite young, when I was in middle school. At the time, my mother and I were living in the far northeast of Philadelphia, and I was going to school in another neighborhood that was, and if you know anything about Philadelphia, it was about a 45-minute to an hour drive, depending on the traffic in the morning to get to school. So I had moved in with my grandmother just to help with the school commute during the week. And my grandmother lived with her mother, so my great-grandmother, and my great-aunt, my grandmother's sister. And my grandmother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease, and my aunt had Down syndrome. So I really became a caregiver. I became part of the caregiving team of my family. My grandmother's house actually became like a mini hospital. We had 2 hospital beds in the living room, kangaroo pumps, which is a way for nutritional feeding, because my great aunt had a PEG tube, so I was administering medications as a middle school student into a PEG tube into her stomach. I mean, you name it, I was doing it. I was doing nursing care as a young person.
That's pretty impressive, and something that, having taken care of relatives myself, I'm impressed that one of your reactions was not to run away from the profession, but to embrace it.
People used to say that all the time, like, you're giving bed baths and you're taking care of your great aunt and your great grandmother. And for me, had nothing to do with bathing a family member. It was just, that's what they needed. I mean, they did it for me. So what's the difference of me providing the same level of care, respect, and dignity for them when they couldn't do it for themselves? So it's just a no-brainer.